For today, as I said before, we are going to demonstrate object-oriented programming using Java with an example. So if I share my screen right now, if you go to the modules here, mini project, you will see at the bottom here, there are two files. One of them is called Bloodborne PDF and the other one is called UML Monster. I will start with the Bloodborne PDF file and let's open it. And this file simply, of course, again, as I said last class, this is like a mimic of a video game. I'm trying my best to make it as simple as possible. Today, I created another file to show you, like in addition to all these attributes and methods that I have in this file, there are way more than that we can have. So I'm going to upload that file, of course, later, and you guys can, if you want to play with it, just add those methods and attributes later. But for now, this game, it's an RPG game where you will play as a hunter and you will be fighting some monsters. So I don't want to get into the details about the game, but that's the main idea of the game. So what we're going to do, we're simply going to create a class for that hunter. And then after that, the game contains a lot of hunters, different types of hunters. So we're going to create a class called hunter, and we're going to make it as simple as possible. This hunter have attributes. It has a name, has a blood echo, and has a health. Now, blood echoes, it's something that you collect from beating enemies, and you can purchase stuff with it. So every time you kill an enemy, depending on how hard that enemy is and the level of that enemy, that enemy going to drop some blood echoes, and you're going to be collecting them. What do we have here? We have the health, which is again, it's a measure of how long you can survive getting all these hits. So that's again those attributes. Straightforward, very simple. Then after that, we're going to have a method called take damage. We have another method called collect blood echoes, and then we have is game over. So we got those three variables. In addition to those variables, of course, we can have we're going to need to have a constructor. We're going to have to need setters and getters, and so on. So take a damage. Actually, I think I should also include a method for attacking. I don't know if it's there or not. I'm going to add that method later. But just like how you can take damages, you can actually attack. So I'm going to add that method later. So let me just go and move on to my Eclipse. And I already created a Bloodborne project here. And inside the SRC, I'm going to create a class. I am going to call it Hunter. Hunter. Click on Finish. So here we go. This is a class of Hunter. Let's create another class called Driver. And inside the driver, we're going to have the main method. And now we have the driver with the main method. And also, after that, we're going to create another class called the Monster. I don't know if I'm calling it the right name, but I think they should have a different name. Let me just go and see something here. Modules. The Monster UML. I'll have a look at it later. So let's get back here. Monster. And here we go. So we got those three files. Let's start with the hunter. As we know, for the hunter, we do have, I'm going to try to address a lot of questions that I got from you guys while I'm working on this. So private string name, I believe that was one of them. And then we have a private. I'm going to keep going backward and forward with the class itself, the description. So we have blood echoes. That's another variable. That should be an integer. And a private integer again. We'll go with health. Now I need to think about what else I can put. Name, blood echo, health, level. Integer, level. Level simply means the more your level is up, the more your attack power will be, which I can actually create another variable if I want to. Integer, attack, level. Now, attack level and the level, they're going to be proportion, so they're going to be related to each other. And here we go. So first thing first, let me create the setters and the getters directly. So we go to sources. I'm pretty sure you guys cannot see the window that popped, but I'm pretty sure you guys know how to do that. So here we go. It looks like I just got the getters. So let's go ahead and do the setters now. Sources. Now we got the setters. Now the getters, there's nothing that I need to do about the getters, but for the setters, yes, we set the name, whatever we like. Set the blood echoes. Yeah, we can do that as well. Set the health, set the level, and set the attack level. I should be thinking about a relationship between the level and the attack level. Okay. So the level, for example, the attack level should be simply, for example, the level multiplied by a number, let's say 1.2. So the higher the level, the higher the attack power is. And then the attack power will simply will have an effect on how much health the monster are going to lose later. So they're kind of related. And because they're related, you should not be able to set the attack level by a value that you choose. It should be related to the level itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this away for the set attack level, and we're going to simply set it to the level, and we're going to multiply it, for example, by a constant. And this is me guessing, by the way. I'm just, well, wait a minute. If the attack level, if we're going to be multiplying by 1.2, that's supposed to be a double. I'll make it multiply by 2. So it's going to be double the level. So no matter what the level you are, the attack power is going to be double that. So those are the setters and those are the getters. Now, you may see this in some applications. You may see that all these variables will be simply set. Oh, wait a minute. This is a string. So we're just going to call him a hunter. A hunter is always a hunter. And 0, set it to 0, set it to 0. Those that you see what I did here, I'm setting them to a default values. And if you do that, you have to actually create a default constructor, which is going to be public, and is going to have the same name, hunter, no arguments, and an empty body. And let me just explain this in a sec. Okay, so let me just put this back. And here we go. This is a constructor, and it's empty, as you can see here. And the reason why it's empty, because I already assigned values here as a default values to it. So when you go and look into different references, sometimes you will see that those values are going to be assigned. For example, the book that we're using simply like it this way. You create the variables, you assign values to them, and you create a default constructor that is empty. Some other references will simply do the following. Copy that and put them here. Of course, you have to take all this away.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
If the constructor is empty, then why do we need it?
That's the point. Why do you need it? I will say constructors usually are used to initialize the object. Okay. And by initializing the object simply means adding some values to those variables and reserve a space inside the memory for it. So if you have a constructor that is empty, again, It's only going to be acceptable to be empty if you initialize the values the way I did it before. So if I go this technique that you see right now, I'm supposed to take those out. Take this out, take this out, take this out, and take this out. Let me just put it, this is one way to get the job done. And this is, again, the other way to get the job done, doing it that way. Now, your question is, why do I need this constructor if I'm going to leave it empty? That's a good question, and let me show you the answer for that. If I come here and create, for example, Hunter, what is it called again? Hunter. Let's call him H1 or Dream Hunter. And I'll set it like that. It's acceptable. There is a reference now about a hunter, but it's not pointing to any actually object. So let me take this away. Your question was, if it's going to be empty, why do I have it? Okay, here we go. I deleted it. If I come here and say Dream Hunter, let me copy this. Dot set name, I think that's what we call it. Set name, and we'll just pass Dream Hunter to it. Let's see what's going to happen. And here it is. That's the error that I was waiting for. What is he telling me? You need to initialize the variable. Okay, so if I come here and type new Hunter, I put semicolon. Well, here it is. Okay, so that works. Let me just go ahead and try to see if I can get it. Okay, Control V. And I'm going to put a semicolon. Of course, if I have to show it on the screen, system.out.print line. Well, that actually worked. Okay. Let me just run it now, just to make sure. And here we go. It worked, actually. Oh, that's good. So, yes, actually, it looks like you really don't need it if it's going to be empty, if you want to keep it that way. And let me just explain why you don't need it. Because by default, if you don't have a default constructor, Java will add it to you by default, even though you don't see it here, but it is created for you. Now, personally, I'll tell you that I would rather to have the constructor and assign values to it by myself. You may ask the question, why would you want to do that? Because how am I going to set, if I want to call those setters automatically, if I want to have full control over the value that's going to be assigned to my variables, and instead of me and the driver going and said they said the name, said the other thing, said the other thing, all of them setters, I can have a constructor that will get the job for me. But again, yes, that was a good note. You don't need to have a constructor if it's empty. And the reason why you don't need to have a constructor if it's empty, because the Java will create one for us by default. But personally, yes.
So is the constructor where you keep the default values, or can you just keep them?
Usually, it's not the default constructor is simply when you call the object without assigning any values to the variables. And in this case, let me show you here. If I take all this away, so I took all the assignments to them. It looks like it's still going to work, right? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put it here. So I want you to show me the name before I set it to the Dream Hunter. And let me just have a space here. And after. So let's see what's going to happen if I do it this way. And look, the first one is called null, and the other one is called Dream Hunter. So where is this null coming from? That's the default constructor that the Java simply will create for you. But again, if you decide to initialize it by yourself, you have two options. You can initialize them here, or you can create the default constructor with no argument and get the job done. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and set those to 0. And set this to 0. Okay, now let's create an argument constructor for this case. So public hunter. And for my variables, I'm just going to pass string for the name, integer for blood echoes, and integer for health, integer for attack level. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say set name, and I'm going to pass name here, semicolon, set blood echoes, and we're going to pass the blood echoes, semicolon, set health. We're passing health. And finally, not finally, set, what is it? Level. We forgot about the level. We're passing level. Semicolon. Did I add the level here somewhere? No, I didn't. So I have to come here and add that. And then finally, set attack level. And we're passing nothing because it's going to calculate it based on the level. So here's my constructor. Let's go ahead here and create our hunter. And look at this immediately after I created my. Now, actually, this is the answer. I was like wondering, I need to have the default constructor for a reason. And here's my reason. Now I'm having an error here. Is that clear? Previously, let me just cut this from here. And if I go back here, no completion here. But if I put the argument constructor immediately, if I go back to the driver, he's going to complain about that. He's telling me that this constructor that I'm calling it doesn't match with the constructor that you have here. And for that reason, to fix this, public hunter, that is empty. And now if I go back here, the error is gone. So if I want to put this as a bottom line here, as a rule, if you're going to include an argument constructor, you need to have a default constructor. And if your default constructor, again, if you decided to assign the values directly as you create those properties, then you create the default constructor that is empty. But if you decided, no, I'm not going to set the values here, I'm going to set them inside the argument constructor, then that's an option. Okay, so as we go, let's go ahead and take all this away. And let's just keep focusing on the hunter. We're going to give him a name now. Hunter. We said he will have what? Blood echoes. Let's give him 100 of them at the beginning. The level, we'll give him 5. Health. What did we start with? We started with the health, and then we give him the level. So the health, we'll give him 100. And the level is going to be 5. Now, what is he complaining about? Oh, the attack. Since we're not actually using the attack, we'll take that away. And here we go. So we got the hunter. Now, what I'm going to do here, just to be able to print the values, I'm going to create a public method. It's going to return a string, and it's going to call toString. And in this toString, we're simply going to be returning a string that represents the information. So I'm going to put them in a single line. So return, or let's create a string, str, and let's set that to Hunter name. And we'll just put plus name and plus double quotation \n and put semicolon here. I'm going to come here and str plus equal. So it's not going to be very long. Blood echoes. And then there it is. This is a plus here. And I will have a \n here. And a semicolon here. Let's go ahead and copy this. And we're going to repeat it for 5 times. Control V, Control V, Control V. So we have blood echoes. We got.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Isn't Java able to automatically generate a toString?
I'm
pretty sure if you right click.
Let's see. Sources. Oh, here's generate toString. Let's see. The fields that I want. Okay, let's see if it's going to generate one that. Oh, here it is. Okay, well, I didn't know about that part. Thank you for letting me know. But maybe I can control it in a different way if I want to. Well, that's a good thing to know. Let's see what else is going to generate. Construction using fields, constructors from superclass. Okay, has a code. Oh, that's cool. I never thought about checking those other options. Okay, so we got the toString covered. Thank you again. Now, if I go back to the question itself, it's asking me to create 3 other methods: take damage, collect blood echoes, and is game over. And we'll add one to it that's attack. So let's go back here. Now, whatever I'm going to do now, it's going to be kind of related to the other class that I'm going to be creating later. So let's go ahead and put the first one, which is, let me go back and read it again, is game over. Now, this is an easy one. First of all, it has to be public. And it returned a Boolean. And we're saying is game over. Now, how would the game be over? Simply if your health equals 0. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here and say if health was less or equal 0. If that's the case, return true, else return false. Now, this is one way to get the job done. Here's another way I can get this done in a single line of code. I will say return, open parentheses, health less or equals 0, put a question mark, true, colon, false, semicolon. This is, again, will give me the same job. I'm checking if the health is less or equals 0. If it's true, return true. If it's false, return false. So that's is game over. Let's go ahead and talk about the other method, which is collect echoes. Collect echoes relies on one thing. Now, let's just think about the collect echoes method. First of all, it's going to be public. It's not going to return anything. It's simply going to increase the echoes that you have. And my question here is, how do you collect echoes? Now, let me just explain to you the game itself. As I said, as you kill those enemies, you will be collecting echoes. So simply, you are going to collect echoes and the enemies are going to be dropping echoes. So when are we going to collect echoes again? And when you kill an enemy. So I need to have a variable here called a monster. Okay, we'll call him monster again. Now, again, I didn't create the monster yet. I'm going to have to go and create the monster later. But here's my vision about this. I will say if, and I'll say monster. And you know what? Let me go to the, I'm going to go and open the, what they call it, the UML of the monster, just to see if we have a method for that. And let me share my screen with you guys. So here's the monster. We have dead. Okay, so we have a variable called dead. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. And I will say if monster dot dead. So if it's true that the monster is dead, and now since this is going to be a private member inside the monster class, and I want to have access to it, I will say get dead. I want to know if it's dead or not. If it's dead, what am I going to do if it's dead? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come here and say hunter, or not hunter, this dot blood echoes. Because remember here we have blood echoes. Plus equal, I have a question here. We cannot see your, okay, my bad. Let me go back here to it. I hope you can see it now. Yes. So I got an error here. Of course, I'm going to have to fix it later. But what I'm doing here, I'm saying if that monster was dead, my blood echoes is simply going to be increased by the monster dot get blood echoes. Now, again, he's complaining about those two variable methods because they're not created yet. So you're simply going to be able to collect blood echoes if the monster is dead. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm saying if the monster get dead is true, you're simply going to be increasing the blood echoes. So if your variable 2, whatever the blood echoes that was, were dropped by that monster. Let's go ahead and create the third method, which it was take damage. Okay, so let's go back to, and I'm going to put attack. So public void take damage. And I'm going to take this away because I want it to be related to the monster class. And again, my last method is going to be public void attack. And simply, who are you going to attack? You're going to attack a monster. So we're going to pass a monster to the attack method. Now, when you take a damage, let's talk about taking damage. You're taking damage from a monster. So let's go ahead and use the monster here. Now, the monster is going to attack you. The monster itself has some sort of power attack. Okay, so that power attack that the monster is having is simply going to reduce your health. So I'm going to come here and say this dot health minus equal the monster dot get power attack. So you are simply going to lose health depending on the power attack of the monster. Whatever the monster power attack is going to reduce your health. So sometimes a monster could have a very, very powerful attack it will chop your health all the way up. Now, in the other hand, if you're going to attack the monster, what are you going to do? You're going to reduce the health of the monster. So we have a variable called health for the monster. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me go to my, yes. We have a variable called health for the monster. And then the health of the monster, first of all, we have to check if the monster is dead or alive. So I'm going to come here and say, the monster get dead if it's not dead. So I have to put a not here. So if the monster is not dead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say monster dot set health. And how I'm going to set the health of the monster, I'm going to get his health. And subtract that health from the power attack of the attack level of the hunter. So if I go down here, so whatever health that you got, I'm going to subtract it from the attack level that I am attacking you with. And then the final result is simply going to be updating your set health. Now, after you finish the attack, it's very, very important to check if he's dead or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say if, at this point, we're checking if he's dead or not. If we pass this test, that simply means he's not dead. And then after that, I'm going to have to check and see if monster if monster dot get health was less or equal 0. Simply means we might get it to the negative side. If that's the case, you're just going to have to go and set get dead to be true. To be true. And semicolon. And I will take this and I'll say I'm done with this class. So you can see here, all the way up to the toString method, I have nothing any special. This is the part where I'm working with my monster, hunter class. I have those 5 or 4 methods. This is attack, take damage, collect, is over. So is over simply if my health is less or equal 0, that's means I'm dead. Public void, collect blood echoes. So since I'm collecting a blood echoes from a monster, I'm going to have to pass the monster as a parameter here. First of all, I'm checking if the monster is dead. If he's dead, wait a minute, get dead. I think yep. If he's dead, I can collect the blood echoes. So whatever the blood echoes that I have, plus the blood echoes that the monster have, is going to be added and updated to mine. Public void attack damage. If I attack, oh, wait a minute. This is attack. This is me attacking. This is the attack damage by the monster. Okay, so that's the difference between them. So I'm going to be attacked by a monster. Simply, my health is going to be reduced by the power of that attack. And it's a good idea to check after that if it's game over. So I'm just going to come here and say, is game over? And I'm going to put an if statement here. So after the attack, if the game is over, and this is something only those people who played the game will know, you dead. Semicolon, and that will be it. You're dead. That's the message after you get the attack. Now, if you attack, you first of all you have to check if the monster you're attacking is dead. If it's not dead, you're simply going to go ahead and update his health by actually getting his original health, subtracting the attack level from it. So that will update his health. Now, after that, you go and check the health after you finish this process. Get the health. If the health was less or equals 0, that simply means he's dead. And I'm talking about the monster. So this is, again, me finishing working on the hunter class. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go straight to the monster class, try to get this done really fast. Since I do have the UML, I'm going to be using it just to get the job a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and put this here. So we'll just come here and say private string type, semicolon, private integer. He decided to call that it dropped blood echoes. I'm just going to call them blood echoes, even though calling it a different name makes more sense. You know what? Since that's the case, let's go ahead and update our example here. Where's the blood echoes that we did here? It is get dropped blood echoes. Okay. What are you complaining about here? This is power attack private integer power attack semicolon. And here we go. We are having a private Boolean dead. And finally, private integer health semicolon. Now, after that, let's go ahead and create the setters. Let me see something here. Constructor using the fields. Yes, here we go. Generate. Okay, this super thing, I don't want to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it later. Simply, we're going to go with this. Let's go ahead and create the setters. Select all setters and getters. Now, if I go back here, a lot of this should be fixed. Is dead. Change it to is dead. Wait a minute. Did I call it is dead here? No, set dead and get dead. Oh, is dead. Okay, let's do that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Change it to is dead. And I think copy that. That's a typo here. Paste. And set health. Set health. Oh yeah, typing here again. And look at this. All the errors. No, not all of them. Looks like we still have some errors here. Now they're gone. So no more errors. So here's the setters and the getters. The constructor. Let's go ahead and create the toString method. Here it is. Let's go back. Now, if you're wondering where's this override method is coming from, this is a topic related to inheritance in object-oriented programming. This class monster and the class hunter and the class driver, they're simply what we call a subclass for a superclass, and that superclass is called java.objects. By default, you're inheriting from that class. And inside that class, there is a method called toString. And because now we have a conflict between the toString that we created and the toString that we inherited, we need to indicate that the toString that we inherited, we're not using it. We're simply creating a new one and we're using it. So that's where this override, where's this override coming? Now, if you understand what I said, that's okay. If you didn't understand it, I can tell you in the future, there will be a whole chapter to explain that, but not in this class, in your next programming class. Okay, so let's think about methods that we can have for this monster. So the monster constructor set the type, setters, getters, is dead, get health. We have attack and get damage. Now, my question is, do I need those two methods? Let me go back here. If you think about it here, in the hunter class, we have a method called attack and get damage, or let's change this one to be get attacked. That makes more sense. And those methods are going to be related to the hunter. So the hunter can attack and the hunter can get attacked. If I'm going to create a method here for attack and get attacked, basically I want to have one way to control the whole thing. So it will make more sense. Let me just put it this way. If I control my actions, not the actions of the other class. So here, as a hunter, I can attack, but I cannot have control over getting attacked. So instead of get attacked, instead of getting attacked, I will let that be controlled by the monster. Okay, so as you can see, I'm updating a lot and I'm changing a lot. So I'll keep the attack here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to take this away, by the way, later. Let me just copy it. And let's come to the monster. Now, the monster is simply going to be attacking. So public, and we'll say void for now. And it's going to call it attack. Attacking what? Attacking a hunter. We'll call it hunter object. And here's what we're going to do. Now, in this get attacked, number one, just like how I checked if the monster is not dead before I attack him, the monster also needs to make sure that I'm not dead. So, well, you know what? In the game, even when you're dead, they keep attacking you. So I'll just skip that part. What I'm going to do simply, I'm going to update the health. And, you know, it makes more sense to actually check if I'm alive before I start the process of do I have a variable here for the level? No, the health. Let's go to the health, or is over. I could come here and say hunter dot is game over. Because if you remember here, the game over method in the hunter class, where is it? It's simply going to return true or false. So if it's false, that simply is a game over. So you don't need to keep hitting me. So I'll just come here and say if hunter is game over. Now, if it's not game over, that's what I've been looking for here. And it will make more sense if I surround the whole thing with parentheses, and I have to do the same thing here. Where is that? I think I didn't check if it's, yeah, here, I had to check this, put it between the parentheses. And let's see if I did it anywhere else. I did it, no, there's no not here. Okay, let's go back here to the monster. So if the game is not over, okay, if the game is not over, what am I going to do? I'm simply going to be update the hunter health with this equation. So I'm going to come copy this, get it here. So it's going to be hunter dot set health. And we're going to set his health to a value that is hunter dot get health minus the power attack of this monster. So I'm going to get my health. I'm going to subtract it from the power attack. Let's see here. Where does he get health? And after that, I can simply call game over again after that to print if after the attack, the game is over, I'm simply going to print you dead. Well, you know what here? Yeah, I'll just put you dead. You're dead, and I'm done. So this, again, I'm simply done with creating those two classes. I hope I didn't forget anything. Now, my job is to create two objects. The first one is going to be hunter. The second one is going to be monster. I'm trying to remember a name of those monsters. Let's call them wolves. Wolfman equal new monster. And we'll just call him Wolf Man. Let me go back to the monster class so I can see the attributes. We have the type, that's the Wolfman. Blood echoes, how much blood echoes he's going to drop when he's dead. I will put, for example, 21. And let's say the power attack. Now the power attack, let's just put it as 7. Let's put it as 10. And then we have dead. He's going to be alive at the beginning. So we'll put true. And then after that, health. We'll give him 25. Semicolon. Now, let's see. I need to go check for the monster and see when is he going to be dead. Attack. This is the monster. So getting attacked by the hunter. Set dead to true. Do we have set dead to true here? Set dead to true. Yes, if that's the case, then he's dead. Well, let's look here because yes, I'm passing true to it just to set the monster to be dead. Okay. Now that I have both of them, let me just go ahead and print them right now. So dream hunter. Let's go ahead and print it on the screen. So we'll go system.out.print line dream hunter, semicolon, and then let's print the wolf man. Now in programming, let me just take this point here to talk about something. In programming, we have something called event handler and event programming. Event programming simply means when you have a program that's running all the way and it's waiting for something to happen. And in our case, in video game cases, it's simply the game is running and it's waiting for you to press on a button. And based on the button you're going to be pressing, an action will be taken. So I just want you to imagine that we have this dream hunter on one side and we have this wolfman on the other side. And let's say we have two players holding two controllers and then they're attacking each other. In programming in general, as I said, we have the event handler and event programming. It simply means the program is going to be executing. It's going to be running and it's going to be waiting for actions. And those actions is you pressing on these buttons. So just imagine that's the case. Let's make each one of those attack each other. So if the dream hunter control V dot attack the wolfman for one time, And then after that, let's let the Wolfman dot attack the Dream Hunter. Okay, so now they attacked each other. And now if you go back to the attack methods for the hunter, simply he's going to subtract from your health. And when you attack the monster, you're doing the same thing. So each one of them, let's see, why is he complaining about this? Oh, there's a C here. So after attacking each other, the health should be affected by that. And let's look at that by running the program. Let's hope there will be no issues. Okay, so here's the hunter, name, blood echoes, health, level, attack level. Let's see, after the attack of the hunter, the attack level was, here it is, I lost 10. And for the other Wolfman, his health is 25. It looks like his health wasn't affected by my attack. Because here, the Wolfman, when attacked me, my health went down to 90 from 100. And for him, health didn't change. So let's go ahead and see why is that. That simply means it's an issue that we have with the hunter attack. So if he's not dead, set the health, get the health minus the attack level. This method didn't work for some reason. When let me go back here. The Dream Hunter attacked the Wolfman. So we're talking about this method here. And I'm saying if is dead. Oh, wait a minute. Is dead is going to return true, right? If he's dead, or is dead, turning true. If it's dead, dead is by default is true. Oh my God. I flipped the whole thing. So dead is supposed to be false. Where is that? That was my mistake. Dead is false. He's not dead. So let's give this a try again and see what's going to happen. And where's the health? 25, and now it's 15, as you can see here. Okay. So let's go ahead and repeat what we did here 2 times. So let's run it again and see what's going to happen. And now the health is 5, and my health it's 80. Now this is going to be a little bit critical, because if I run it, the 3rd time, he's -5. So that's not what I'm supposed to see. If he's -5, that's okay. If you go back to the monster, simply means I attacked him. Where is it? Here. The hunter attacked him, and I got this -5. And if the health was set it to true, so he's dead. Now, in addition to that, I am supposed to immediately collect the echoes. Because again, after a monster is dead, I'm supposed to collect his echoes. So that's what I did here. Now let's give this a try again. After I get to this point, my echoes, blood echoes, is supposed to be increased by whatever echoes that he is dropping. Let's see, I think it's 10. So if I run it again, here it is. This is my blood echoes, 21. We got 70, his health, he's dead, and we're done. So this is me creating 2 classes. And as you can see here, I'm letting those 2 classes interact with each other. I'm not saying this is the perfect way to get the job done. Here's a thing that I need to think about. Once this object is dead, I need to figure out a way to get the object out of the program. I'm not supposed to be able to attack it again after it's dead. So what I'm going to do here, if it's not over, so this is going to happen, but what if it's over? like Hunter, this is okay, this is a monster attacking it. So just say, where's is dead? Here it is. You're dead. Oh, let's say Hunter is dead. You dead, you dead. Okay. So just in case the game is actually over, there's no need to continue. Well, this is not going to run anyway. Let me just take this away. That was a mistake. Because I can attack him multiple times here. And no change is going to be applied because after he's dead, this is not going to change. But again, I'm not supposed to be attacking him. Let me just put it that way. Because here, this is going to actually, if I'm attacking the monster after he's dead, this is not going to be executed, but this is going to be executed every time I attack him. So I'm going to set the dead to be true, and I'm going to be collecting the echoes again, which I'm not supposed to. So I'm going to just come here at the top and say, if monster is not dead, which I did here, and this is if after that, if he's dead. So I'm just going to come here and say, if monster is dead, do not do anything. Just that's it. Else, oh, those are going to be here. Let's say monster is dead. Or Wolfman is dead, or monster is dead. So the whole point of what I'm doing here is that I, like, for example, if I come here and after he's dead and after I collected the blood echoes and I decided to hit him again, hit the monster again, without having this if statement at the top here, I'm simply going to be running this code all over again and simply collecting echoes. Well, again, I'm not supposed to collect echoes after he's dead. I'm supposed to do it one time. And let me set the health to be 0 because having it as -1 doesn't look good. So just set it to 0. So semicolon. And let's go back here and let's run it again. And you'll see that monster is dead. So this is when I try to attack in the 4th time. But either way, as you can see here, I collected the blood echoes. I lost. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go and check this out as well, because since he's dead, he's not supposed to be able to attack me. Level's not going to be affected. Attack level is not going to be affected. I need to figure out again a mechanism to improve the levels, which again, I don't have time for that right now, but I hope the idea here is clear. What I'm trying to show you here is that how do you think when it comes to designing the programs? And as you can see here, that as I go, I'm thinking about a lot of issues. One of them here, what is the mechanism of leveling up? I'm going to say, for example, the blood echoes. That's my indication. Every time I reach to a certain level or number of blood echoes, I can improve my level. Or here's something later in the future, we're going to see that you can purchase stuff that can help you level up. So let's just put it simple for now. No need to worry about that. But I need to make sure that if I get attacked by the wolf, if the wolf is dead, I'm not supposed to be attacked. So let's go ahead and update that as well. Attack, if Hunter is dead. If it's not, it's going to happen this. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the wolf. If Hunter game is over. Else, and you go close it here. So after that, the hunter simply, even if he's dead, sorry, if the wolf is dead, you're not supposed to be able to attack. Let's just put it that way. System.out.print line. It will be better again to check here before you do the attack is to check if the hunter is dead or not. So that will make more sense to do it, but let's just continue with that here. Monster is dead. cannot attack. Let's just put it that way, save it. Let's go back here, run it. And it's still 60. So let's see, how is that possible? From 100, you got 90, 70, and here I got 60. Oh yeah, because he attacked me first and then I attacked him. If I run it again, it will stop if I do it. Let's just put it this way here. I run it, I'll see the message. Oh, here it is. Monster is dead. Monster is dead. Oh, I saw it 2 times and I was still, I don't know why I keep losing my health, even though he's dead. Okay, this is something that I need to go reverse, have a look at it. I don't want to keep you guys longer than this. I will stop at this point. Let me stop recording. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to make sure to upload this file later. I just want to make sure that I got the reason why am I losing my health every time I get kicked. And I'm going to update it because here's what I want to do. I simply want to check if the monster is dead before I attack the monster. That makes more sense. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we are good to go today, and you guys can go and